Welcome back. You're still watching The Agenda. So, the case against 6 men accused of the murder of whistleblower Babita Deokaran has been postponed to the 22nd of August in the High Court in Johannesburg. This is to allow for a plea agreement to be finalised. Deokaran was shot and killed outside her home in Winchester Hills, south of Johannesburg, in August 2021. SABC News reporter Hasina Gori joins us in studio. Hasina, a good morning to you. If we go back to August 2021, I think the country shocked by the shooting of Babita Deokaran. Can we go back to who she was, just for those that really need to catch up with the story?
So 2 years ago, her name was made into the headlines and, as you said, shocked the nation. And what we found out was that she was a senior high-level official in the Gauteng Health Department, specifically working in the financial department. And one of the works that she had done had flagged some suspicious fundings that were moving between various different accounts. And she flagged to amount of, I think, 850 million rand, and these were accounted for, some accounts for genes and for inappropriate kind of fundings that were happening. And she had brought this up, flagged them, 2 different investigations. We know that there was an SIU investigation ongoing at the time of her death, and then we find out that she was then gunned down. It's alleged and believed that the men that are standing accused right now were actually hitmen and that they were paid to kill her. So we don't actually know who exactly orchestrated this killing. There have been some names that have been pinpointed, some high-level officials who have been fingered in this investigation, but that has not yet been brought to the courts as yet to be even tested at this point. But we know that she was someone who was a whistleblower, who brought out corruption within the Gauteng Health Department, which we know has already had mismanagement in the past. And it's not something that would have been, quite unfamiliar or something that would have been unique to their department, because this was something that they were looking into and bringing out into the fore. That was why even the SIU investigations were set up to ensure and look into inappropriate fundings and inappropriate kind of dealings that were happening within government departments.
Yeah, and now these 6 hitmen, they were set to appear in court today. Where are we now with that?
So, as you know, there's been multiple postponements throughout this case. We've had trials within trials with them claiming that and alleging that they'd been abused and assaulted when they were arrested, finding out that pointing out there was also maybe inappropriateness in that process. So there have been lots of various sidebars to the matter. Last week, they finally were meant to start trial, and it was postponed to this week. We're told it was for them, for both the state and the defense, to iron out some kind of agreements. Today, we find out there's a bit more clarity in that they're actually working on a plea agreement. They've negotiated, and it seems that they might go into a plea agreement. We'll find out next week, Tuesday, what those terms are of the plea agreement, whether it's something that both parties agree on, but that's where we are right now.
Yeah, and this is the thing about a plea agreement, right? Is that, does that mean that we, perhaps are even further then from finding out who ordered the hit on Babita Deokaran?
That could be the case, because when a plea agreement happens, there's no court or trial that takes place. There's no theories that are tested out and ironed out and even brought into, the front. It doesn't become public knowledge. We don't know what the witnesses might say. But what could also happen is that they will turn state witness and maybe help in a bigger case where we actually find out who exactly were the paymasters in this matter. Hopefully that is where the state is hoping to go with this matter, but we'll see next week, Tuesday, what exactly comes from that and whether or not it will get to something or whether or not it's just a plea agreement and then we find out nothing.
Have we heard anything from Babita Deokaran's family around these developments?
So we spoke with her brother Rakesh Deokaran at court today, saying that the family, has been very difficult for them. It's been 2 years. We know there was a young daughter that she had just dropped at school that morning. We found out today that she is just writing preliminary matric exams. So, quite a young girl who lost her mom in this process. They are healing and they're hoping that there's some closure or some answers that will come to it next week, Tuesday, and we'll keep speaking to them and just keeping and understanding what's going on with them. Yeah,
I think let's leave it there. But one thing that Babita Deokaran's death has certainly done is highlight, and you can comment on that as well, is highlight the importance in South Africa for us to protect our whistleblowers in the country.
We've seen civil organizations coming out quite a lot and saying that how can we ask people to whistleblow? How do we ask people to come out and speak on corruption when we can't keep them safe. And Babita Deokaran is not the only person. There's various others who face intimidations, who get threats, and not just, and these are high-level people with high stakes involved. So coming out and speaking on them is not an easy thing. And when you have people like Babita Deokaran who do come out and speak, they do need to be protected.
Yeah.
There is organizations that have been set out. I think it's the Whistleblower House who are hoping to try, but we need more of that, and we need safety within that entire process, even from the SIU side, when they do bring people as witnesses for them,
Yeah.
that they keep them protected as well.
Absolutely. Hasina Gori, thank you so much for that. Hasina Gori, of course, is our reporter, bring us the latest in the trial that really looks into the murder of whistleblower Babita Deokaran.